ahead of the game plan and all that kind of thing, having that extra week, so. It'd be nice if we were playing in just a couple days from now, but we got one more tomorrow to hopefully get even better at it, so, that's where we're at.
How much did y'all bring up that after Michigan game this past weekend? Or was that something
I
else?
mentioned it once to him, I can't remember what day, it's probably Monday. I'll probably mention it to him again before it's over.
I think fans are kind of more worried about overlooking a team like this than the coaches believe your players are.
That's a big question I get from fans and media on my show and with the media, but again, when you watch their team, you see a team that's really playing well. You see some really good execution. I mentioned before, there's what I say was like 19 out of 22 guys that are juniors or seniors, and any team that can be down like that against a very good Ball State team and come back and win it, being down 17, 18 points, whatever it was, it's a sign of a very good team. Team that has only given up 6 points in the second half in 3 games. It's pretty impressive. I don't care who you play. And then their punt return, kick return man is extremely dangerous. They're a really good team.
No, it seems like we ask all the time about Jonathan Rump. What's his status at this point?
He tweaked his hammy again, so I don't think he'll play this game, unfortunately. That's when everybody starts clicking, man.
Is he the only one besides Malcolm that you expect might be out this game?
Yeah. Everybody else, who I've been saying all along, if there wasn't a setback, everybody else is in good shape.
How closer, if any, are still Fleetwood and R. Johnson to maybe getting a few opportunities?
I don't know.
Away from them?
I don't know. I'm just not sure if they'll play or not this game.
It's just a matter of picking up the scheme. Is that the biggest thing for them?
Well, that's part of it. Part of it is just competition. There's other guys at their positions that are working hard as well. So it's a competition thing. And learning, the faster you learn what to do, the faster you can really truly compete. They're new. They're brand new.
Is that frustrating, though, being both junior college guys and not particularly y'all like bring those guys in?
Well, there's some injury issues that kind of slow it down too. So when you're brand new and you miss a lot of camp from injuries, it's tough to really get in there and compete.
I gathered from your television show on Sunday that Corey Moore being back was somewhat of a remarkable recovery. That
For the South Carolina game?
For the South Carolina game.
Yeah, the initial prognosis or whatever was, they were on said 4 to 6 weeks. And, I can't remember what it was. I think it was more like 3 weeks before he started practicing. He played, I guess, by about 4 weeks from the injury. Usually it takes a little bit longer than that.
I know the circumstances behind them leaving weren't necessarily positive, but is there some level of pride you can take in the fact that you got Nick and Zach starting and another SEC team? Y'all kind of pegged it with them.
I'll say this. I think we did a good job evaluating the talent. Obviously, I think we did a good job there and did a good job of recruiting them. But I guess the best way I can say it is I'm happy for them that they landed in a good place and are getting an opportunity to do what they hoped and dreamed about doing out of high school. I'm big on guys realizing their dreams. That's part of the reason why I coach. And when you hit a major roadblock like they did, you like to hear stories of guys turning it around and doing really good things. So I'm happy for those guys.
Mark, you were saying today that sometimes you wish those turnaround stories could still happen at Georgia. Regarding those two guys in particular, did you, I don't know how these decisions are made, if it's all, your decision or something. Were you on board with both of them being dismissed, or did you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
mean, I don't think anybody's been dismissed here without me being behind it, that I could ever think of at Georgia. But I think what I was saying was, earlier in my career, I always felt like if there was gonna be a redemption story, it almost had to be at the place that you had your issue with to begin with. But the longer I'm doing it, you know, it's very possible for a guy to end up in another school and then still have that same type of story. So I'm not as bent on trying to make sure the guy comes back necessarily.
Mark, so much was, I say so much, among us was kind of made some hype about Trey Matthews back in the spring. A lot of players talking about how impressive he was. And
Right.
after the hamstring injury, have you seen that same guy at practice?
Well, I mean, it definitely set him back, and then in the spring, you're scrimmaging a lot more. You know, it's a lot more live drills, and a guy who's a pretty. I mean, he's a guy who's he's physically tough. He likes contact, and he made some big hits. He made some really nice tackles, and he made some nice plays. You know, so I mean now, you know, you got a new offensive scheme every week. There's not as many. You know, we don't have many practices where we're sitting there scrimmaging in practice. We scrimmage a little bit on Tuesday, or on our Tuesday type practice. You know, so. You know, you don't get to see that as much in practice. I mean, now he's got to do it in the games. But I will say, you know, getting hurt when he got hurt was tough. I mean, it was a lot of time he missed. And we were trying to put him in there and trying to get him to go at a speed that was slower than everybody else, just to learn, to be back there to see it. And sure enough, he burst too hard in a situation, trying to compete. And pulled it again, you know, so that was, you know, back in camp, and I think it definitely slowed down his progression.